My name is Mary. Welcome to your 60-minute Yin practice. We're going to start by settling in. If you're at home, you are at home. If you don't have a block or a bolster to sit on, it's always recommended for Yin classes. So I would take this opportunity here at the beginning of class, maybe grab a pillow, a stack of books is always nice, or if you have those blocks and bolsters, go ahead and grab those now. And we're going to start sitting on our bolster or a block or books or anything you could have that kind of raises your hips a little above your knees. This is going to help with circulation as we settle in. So with that, we're going to take a moment and arrive on our mat. So just settle into your sit bones. And on your next inhale, you're going to elongate through your spine, out through the crown of your head, all the way up, reaching your crown to the heavens. And on your exhale, root back down into your ground. And on your inhale, you're going to let your chest come up, shoulders will roll back and down. You'll place your hands on your knees or your thighs, whatever feels most right for you. And you have two options here. You can place your palms up if you're looking to get a little more energy from the space, or you can place your palms down if you need a little grounding today. Chin will be tucked slightly, eyes will be soft or closed, and we begin by just starting to notice the natural rhythm of your breath. At this point, don't make any effort to change it, just begin to notice it. Notice the air coming through your nostrils, nice and cool, working its way down all the way into your belly. And as it travels back up and out, it's a little more warm. Begin to notice the space around you, the temperature of the room, any noises in your environment. And as you're settling your brain down into this space, any thoughts that you're having, just see if you can let them pass like you're in a movie and come back to your breath. And even as you focus on your breath, you'll notice it begins to get a little longer, a little deeper. See if you can't fill your belly like the Buddha as you inhale. And as you exhale, push your belly button all the way to your spine and empty out. As you do this, you'll start to notice places where the air in your body just naturally flows. You'll start to notice those spots of stagnation. And just pay attention to how you're feeling and try not to make any judgment of it. We're just here to be one with our body, be more centered. We're going to start to elongate or just start to use breath control a little bit more. And we're going to do some box breathing. We're going to breathe in for 4. We're going to hold it for 4. Exhale for 4, and then be empty for 4. We're going to do a couple of rounds like this. So let's start together with an exhale out. And we breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, empty, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, empty, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, empty, 2, 3, 4. Inhale on your own count. Become one with your own natural rhythm. Speed it up, slow it down in the 4 count. That makes right for your body. Just do a couple rounds here. Wherever you are, finish that last round and then go back to just normal breath. Notice yourself already a little more centered in your space. And then gradually begin to lower your right ear to your right shoulder. Going to do a little neck stretch here, feeling it on your left side of your neck. And you're welcome to stay here if this is enough for you. If you want a little bit more, you can take your left hand and just reach it down towards the floor on the opposite side of your body. And if you'd like to take a little turn of your eyes up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor, and really find that sweet spot in your neck that needs that attention. Find that, and then once you find it, be still with that. Breathe into it. Again, you're welcome to stay here. If you want a little bit more, you could take your right hand and let it come up over your head and rest just above your left ear. Not pressing down on your head, but rather just gently having the notion that it's there. You just need that little extra. This tends to be a little much for me, but it's up to you. It's whatever works right for your body. And then wherever your right hand is, let's place it on our right ear and use that to bring our head back up to our center line. Hands will go back into your thighs or your knees, and we'll take a moment and notice the difference between the smooth sides of our neck. And on your next exhale, your left ear will just gradually fall down to your left shoulder. You could stay here if you want a little bit more. Your right hand can go down towards the mat on your right side, giving it that extra stretch. You could gently move your neck a little up and a little down to find that sweet spot for you. And then you could take your left hand this time, if it feels right, you want a little extra, bring it up over your head, just kind of placing it to give a little extra. It's about finding that space for you. And taking your left hand over your left ear and using that to guide your head back to center. Moving into our first pose of the day, it's going to be caterpillar. You're welcome to stay on your block or bolster, or you can move it out from behind you and bring your feet straight out in front of you. If your eyes are closed, you can flutter them open in between the changes. Yin is a very internal practice, so if it's available for you to keep your eyes closed during class, do that. It's always fine to take a peek, see if you're doing everything okay. So with our legs straight out in front of us, we're going to do a simple forward fold. Together, we're going to circle sweep our hands into the air on an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to stretch out in front of you all the way until your hands hit the floor or your legs. And once they do, I always recommend that you leave your palms facing up. I say this because in Yin, we really want to come to a natural stopping point, and if we're using our hands to grab our feet or our legs, then we're really pushing ourselves, and we really don't want to do that in Yin. You have a couple options here with your books or your pillow, block bolster. You can place something under your knees if you're really tight in your hamstrings. That sometimes helps with that forward motion. You also have the option of taking a bolster, putting it over your chest, and just allowing yourself to fall forward from there. This is about you finding a place that works for your body, so take the time and notice that. You're going to be here for the next 2 minutes, and as we let ourselves open up in this pose, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Yin and what we're doing here. So Yin, there's 3 principles that we're going to follow in class. And the first one is what we're practicing right now, which is coming to that first edge. And we talk about edges a lot in Yin, and it's basically that natural stopping point, that place where your body goes to, and that's it. That is where you want to meet your body. That is where you use your breath, and you let every breath open you up to take you deeper into the pose. So with every inhale, you'll widen through your body, and with every exhale, you can go deeper into the pose. Now, you can move only if you're feeling any numbness, if there's any sharp shooting pain. You never want that. So if you're feeling that, just come out of the pose just a little bit. We don't want to hurt ourselves. We're here for compassion for ourselves. So make sure that you're really taking care of what is right for you. And second element of Yin is going to be time. So we use time to really get into those interconnective fascial tissues, which is all the interconnective tissues of our body, and we're just taking the time to really stretch them out, and they get really tight and knotted through everything we do in our life. So this is an opportunity to really breathe into those little pockets and just kind of help to elongate them. And the third principle is stillness, and this is where I always feel the real practice of Yin comes into play. It's in stillness that we really start seeing what's happening in our body. It's when our body has time to really open up into itself instead of using that opportunity to start to fidget and move. Take a breath when you want to move and ask, why do I want to move? Like I said, if you're feeling anything sharp and shooting, that is a different story. You want to move back. The other reason to move is if your body is ready to go further into the pose. And you have to make sure that it's coming from your body's want to move forward, not your ego trying to push you forward, because that is where injury will come. So we're going to do this as we move forward in our different postures today. I'm going to be talking less and less and let you really get into your mind, get into the body, and really use your breath. Here at the beginning, I'll be talking a little bit more just to help set us up. So now as we come out of the caterpillar, I want you to take 3 more rounds of breath, long and deep and with compassion before you begin to move. And after that 3rd breath, when you begin to move, I want you to move up your back 1 vertebrae at a time as though you are a sloth. I want you to go slower than you want to come out. Little by little by little, all the way till you're at a straight back. There's no rush to get here. Take your time. The slower the better, the more you can feel what's happening in your body. And once you do make it up to the top, you're going to put your hands behind you as your kickstand. Your feet are going to come to the opposite sides of your mat, soles down. We're just going to do a couple windshield wipers here where we lower our knees from side to side. Just kind of moving anything that might have gotten loose or stagnant during that pose. Setting up for shoelace next, we're going to start with our left knee and we're going to place it out right in front of us. And then we're going to use our hands to guide our right foot over the left and kind of walk your heel back. So the idea here, if it's available to your body, is to have your knees on top of each other. If this is not available to you, there are plenty of options. Your left leg can go out underneath straight ahead. It's totally fine. You get the same stretch. You could take a block or a bolster and place it in between the knees. We always want to be cautious of our knees here. You're also welcome to sit on something if that helps you feel better on a block or a bolster. And then we're going to do a twist from here, taking your left hand, placing it over your right knee, and your right hand will go up and behind you. Just giving a nice simple side stretch here. You could begin to look over your right shoulder. Deep breaths here. And on the next exhale, come back to the center line. Bringing your hands out in front of you, we're going to move into a forward fold from here, if that's available for you. If you're getting a stretch here and this feels good, then by all means stay here. If it's available to you, we begin to just kind of walk your fingers forward. And we don't want to go too fast because we don't want our sit bones to come up off the ground. So I like to come to about what I feel is my halfway point and do a little wiggle, just to make sure that I'm still centered and grounded, and then I can move forward. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes. So take your time. Don't go to where you can be and where you can relax. It doesn't need to be, it's that edge. It's finding that first edge and then letting your body open up from there. There's a couple options. Again, you can take, if your leg is out in front of you, that's fine. You can also take your bolster and rest your hands on that. You could lay your head down. For some people, there's the option of bringing your elbows all the way to the floor and lowering your head. Find what works for you. This is about you. We're here to open up, to move through compassion with ourselves. So don't hurt yourself. You have to wake up with yourself in the morning, and we want you to continue to come to your mat feeling energized and well day after day. So please take care of your own body and your own needs. If your monkey mind starts to take you out of your mat and out of the room and out of the practice, just bring it back to the breath. The breath is always there to come back to. This is a great stretch for your sciatic nerve and the opening of your hips, and we hold so much tension and memory and frustration in our hips that we really need these kind of openers to really help us get in there and release. And so whatever you're feeling, I don't want you to run away from that. I want you to go right into that feeling, whatever it is, and use your breath to help soften it, to help open it, to help create more space. Making room with every inhale and using every exhale to take you deeper. Take a few more rounds of breath here. And after your third exhale, use the palms of your hands to push you up all the way back to a nice straight spine. Again, there's no rush to get here. In Yin, it is all about moving very slow, really feeling every step of the process, really giving our body time to heal and fill these spaces that we don't often pay attention to. So really take your time. And once you've made it to the top, we'll put our hands behind us like a kickstand. Oh, no, we won't. We'll take our hands and help lift our right leg over. I apologize. And our left leg we'll put up as well. we'll do a couple more of our windshield wipers. And it doesn't have to be windshield wipers, it's just giving our body that movement. So whatever that means for you. For some people it's kind of a bridge. It's just listening to whatever your body needs to kind of get you moving in between these poses. Moving on to the right side, we'll set up bringing our right knee straight out ahead of us, using our hands to bring our left over, and then just tiptoeing our heel towards our back. We don't want to be sitting on our heels either, so if that's the case, sometimes I like to kind of put my booty up and wiggle a little bit just to make sure that I'm equally spaced. And again, we're going to look different from side to side, a lot of us, so if you have your leg out on one side and you don't have it on this side, that's fine. We experience different things. So give yourself the setup you need. Again, blocks are really good, anything you need. And then from here, we're going to go into a side twist. Taking our right hand over our left knee, inhaling our left hand back, gradually looking over that back shoulder. Really feeling the twist here. We're not going to our deepest expression. We're just feeling it. We're just really allowing ourselves to open up. So whatever that means for you. And on your next exhale, we'll come forward, placing our fingers in front of us, inhaling up, and then as we exhale, tiptoe to about that halfway point, making sure your sit bones are still rooted, and then finding that first expression of the pose. Setting up with any blocks or bolsters, anything you need to help you get into the expression. Long, deep breaths. See if you can't pay attention to every inhale as unique and every exhale as cleansing. Space. See if you can't notice that whenever you pay attention to those tight, stagnant spots, that it immediately will just begin to feel a little looser just by giving it that attention. Sometimes that's all it takes. It just needs to be acknowledged as a lot of things, to kind of just be released and start that movement to help you to go deeper. Take 3 final breaths here. Make them long, slow, and deep. Don't rush through them. You know it's coming to an end. And then pushing through your palms, and use your hands to walk you back to a nice, long spine. And once you're here, when you're ready, you'll use your hands to grab that left leg, push it down, bring your right leg up. And again, putting our hands back and any kind of nice movement that feels good. And we're going to swish ourselves around into a tabletop position. We're going to line up our shoulders over our wrists and our knees over our hips. And swooshing the back and looking up, we're going to take a nice inhale. And then as we round our back
pushing our belly all the way to the spine. We're going to exhale it all out, pushing through the palms, really making space in the back, behind your heart. And inhaling up. And exhaling all the way down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Let's do it one more time together. Inhaling all the way up. And exhaling everything out. Really moving that spine. And then inhale to a nice flat back. Setting up for Sphinx, we're going to just start to walk our hands forward so we can drop our elbows to the mat. And then lower your hips down to the ground. So this is Sphinx in Egypt here. That's exactly what we're looking for. And if for the spacing of your hands, I like to take my hands and grab my elbows at the opposite. This is the length you want to be. And also, if this feels good for you to just sit here, totally fine to do that. Otherwise, you'll put your hands out like the Sphinx. And you have a lot of options here. This is a nice compression of the back, and it's going to mean different things for everybody. So if it feels right for you to have your chest a little more active and looking forward, that's fine. If you want to sink into your shoulders or lower your head, that is an option as well. I've seen people just go up on their elbows and rest their head in their hands. Find that space for you. You can always take a block or a bolster, pillow, and put that right under your chest and just lay right on that. If this is just too much for you, you can come all the way down and just put your forehead on your hands. So set up, really take the time to find that space, and then once you found it, commit to being there, commit to that stillness, and we'll just breathe here for a minute. The energy of our world is so low right now, and our energy that we give off is part of that, and it's up to us how we react to the situation in the world and what's happening around us. And however you feel about what's happening is completely valid and completely right, but it's going to take tension in your body. All energy that is stuck in our body will become tense somewhere. And by doing yoga, by doing your spiritual practices, this is how we release that. This is how we care for ourselves. And this is what the practice of yoga is all about. It's finding that peace and that time to be compassionate when it's hard to. That is where your real practice comes in. And by you coming here, arriving on your mat, you are taking the time to raise your own vibration, which raises the vibration all around you. So give yourself a moment of gratitude for doing that for yourself and for your community. And then we're going to go a little deeper into Sphinx. If it's right, you're welcome to stay here. I'm going to give you a couple of options. One, if you just need a little extra, just raise your feet towards the ceiling. This gets just a little extra bend in your back. Or the other option would be to move into seal, which you would put your feet down, make it a little bit wider, push through the palms of your hands, and kind of put your thumbs straight out and fingers to the side. So you look like a seal. And from here you could gradually look up, look down, put the rest into your shoulders again, without finding your expression. Now, if you come up to try to seal in, there's no way, then just come back up. You could always go back and feet up. It's whatever works for you. We're here to listen to our own body. We're going to stay here for 30 more seconds. So if you're in seal and it's too much, just come down. But commit to where you are, 30 seconds. Nice, long, deep breath. And if you're in seal, come join us in Sphinx. If your feet are up, let's bring them down. Take one more round of breath here. And then slowly begin to widen your elbows, bringing your palms on top of each other, and resting your right ear on the mat. Letting all that blood flow return back into your back, really feeling the experience here. Next, we're going to get into our shoulders a little bit. So we're going to do that by first bringing our hands down to our sides. So keep your right ear on the mat if that's workable for you, bringing your hands down, and then I want you to take your right hand and put it out to the side as though you're an airplane. Just right out to the side of the mat, on ring. Then you're going to take your left hand and you're going to place it just on the side of your chest, and that you're going to use as a kickstand to kind of push you over. So on your next inhale, you're going to push through your left hand and allow your body to twist open over your shoulder here. And your left leg can come either up behind your right as a kickstand, it can be long, however that looks for you. Take the time to set up, really feel how this is. We're really getting into the shoulder here, so be very close attention to what's going on there. And you're welcome to stay here. This is a great twist. You're also getting that shoulder in twist going on. You can leave your left hand as a kickstand in front of you, or you could breathe it up and put it behind your back for a little extra stretch. I'll show you what that one looks like, just in case you do it, or just as it. There she goes. There we go. I personally don't like to do that either, but I know it's very popular. So you do what's ever right for you. And if you put your hand behind you and you realize, oh, it might be a little too much, then just bring it back in front. It's whatever works for you. And for the next minute, we're just going to sit here and let ourselves breathe into whatever it is that we're feeling. Left hand behind you. I invite you to bring it back to the front of your body. And we'll take a couple breaths here, letting
to move very slowly as you untwist back into your belly from this pose, using your breath, really taking your time. And once you're back on your belly, bring your hands, your arms back down to your side. And why don't we go ahead and move our head from right ear to left ear, just to kind of get that motion moving. Once we lay here for a moment, just notice those subtle differences that you feel between your right and your left side. Setting up for the other side, we'll take our left hand and bring it out to the side like an airplane wing. Bringing that right arm right to our chest on our side. And when you're ready, using that right hand to push you up and over. Using your right leg to swoosh over your left. You could put it up like a kickstand. You could have them fully stretched out. And again, our bodies have had very different experiences from one side to another. So take the time to feel what is right for your body. You could always use blocks and bolsters under your legs if that's going to help you with support. If your head is feeling kinked, you could always put a block or a pillow under there to give it an extra little lift. It's about really listening to what your body's needs are. And again, we'll stay here. I'm going to let you go internal. Feel what's happening to your shoulder, the twist, anywhere your body's asking for that attention. I invite you to give it that attention. Whenever we feel anything within ourselves and in our body, if we need it to release, we have to first acknowledge it, like all things. So instead of running like we're so used to in life from different issues that come up, it's actually breathing into it and paying attention to where needs our attention is what's going to break it up and release it out. You've moved your right hand behind your body. I invite you to bring it back in front of you, setting up your kickstand, taking a round or two of breath here. And when you're ready, slowly begin to fall back down into your belly position, flat on your mat. Paying attention along the way to anything happening within your body. Once you're there, you can look to whatever side feels right for your neck right now. Hands will go down to your side. And we just let all of that energy, all that blood, all that circulation just kind of begin to move. With intention, being very aware of how you're moving, we're just going to flip our bodies over so we're laying flat on our back on our mat. The next posture we're setting up for is going to be a reclined butterfly. So here you can have yourself flat on the back. if it's available to you and you want a little more opening of the back, you can take a bolster and lay it flat behind you and just let yourself fall onto that. So it's really what feels best for you. From there, what I'm going to ask you to do is bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to either side. Now, as we've mentioned before, there's no knee openers in yoga. So if you're feeling a lot of tension in the knees and you feel like they're not going to be able to hang out here, I invite you to take blocks and bolsters, pillows, books, any support you need, and put it under your knee. Your hands can be out to the side. You can place one hand on your heart and one on your stomach. It's really whatever's going to allow you to just open up here. Reclined butterfly is such a natural opening position. So here in silence, I'm going to let you breathe for the next 2 minutes. Taking 3 more long, intentional breaths here. Really opening up to the experience. After that 3rd breath, use your hands to help guide your knees back up, or just begin to push your feet towards the back of your mat, whatever works best for you. Once your knees are up, you'll bring your legs flat. And just remain here for a moment. Side twist is next, and it's really going to be your choice how you want to do this. There's so many different expressions of the way we twist our body here, so I want you to set up what's right for you. But to set us all up, let's go ahead and bring our right knee up into our chest, wrapping our hands around it, giving it a nice squeeze. And And then you'll use your left hand to help guide that knee across the body, over. You could lift up your hips a little to really guide your twist. And then letting your right hand drape out. You could look over your right arm, if that feels right for you. Really setting up. This is a great place where you can use blocks and bolsters as some support so you don't have kind of a flying leg. Sometimes that can feel really tricky. You could always put your foot on the ground to help support, however that looks for you. We want you to really set up whatever your body needs here in this twist. It's your practice. As we get closer to the end of class, as you breathe in, practice breathing in thoughts of gratitude, letting it sit kind of within your body. Gratitude for showing up for your practice, showing up on the mat. Just gratitude for the simple pleasures of life that are surrounding you every day. And with every exhale, maybe exhaling thoughts of peace and comfort to those that are struggling, to those that are unhealthy. In with the gratitude and out with peace. If your mind is starting to wander, just focus back on your breath. Let's take 3 more final breaths here. Signaling our body that it's about to move. And then after your 3rd exhale, on your time, just gonna use your hand if necessary to bring you back, to guide that knee back to your center line. And once you've done that, you can release your right knee down to the mat. And do a round or 2 here. Feeling the difference between the 2 sides once again. And taking your time, when you're ready, we'll bring our left knee up into our chest, giving it a nice squeeze. And when you're ready, you'll use your right hand to help guide that knee over your body, lifting your hips to help guide the twist if necessary and right for you. Setting up with blocks, bolsters. Left hand can go out to the side. Look, you could gaze over your left arm. Whatever works for you. It's not going to look the same from side to side. Our bodies are these beautiful maps that hold every experience that we've ever had. So any injuries, the way we walk, the way we hold our phone, the way we carry stuff, is really going to play a factor to how our body moves from one side to the other. So it's okay if things look a little different from side to side. It's really when we open that map to really look at where those spots of stagnation are, where the tension is hiding, and we really guide into those. That is going to guide us to the next move. Breathing into those spots, opening them up, is the treasure that's going to lead us to the next part of the map. Breathing that compassion into your body, and then exhaling out the compassion to the world. Taking 3 final breaths here. And after that third exhale, you'll come with compassion, moving back into your center line. Any supports off to the side, letting your legs go long when you're ready. And then on your next inhale, inhale your arms up over your head, out on the mat behind you, straight out. Stretch your toes opposite way. Really give your body a nice big stretch. And then exhale and ball yourself up, bringing your knees to the chest, wrapping your hands around your knees. Really giving these final moments to really shake out anything. Maybe doing a couple sacrum circles is going to work really nice for you here. Any kind of final movements that we can do to set us up for our final Shavasana. Anything that means for you. You could grab the inside of your legs, move into a happy baby. You could do some windshield wipers here, legs straight in the air. Listen to you. Any kind of final stretch you need to give out. Any place that's still holding some stagnant air, just move it through your body. And then when you're ready, you'll place your legs long, your hands will be out to the side. Feel free to take up as much space as you would like on your mat. And we rest here, and one of the most challenging master poses that there is, Shavasana. It's a space for us to take all this wonderful movement, all this space we've just created within us, and it's our time to thank ourselves for giving ourselves this hour to take care of ourselves, to open ourselves up, and let all of that energy move throughout your body. beginning to wiggle our fingers and wiggle our toes. Start to gradually move our head from side to side. Start to wake back up into the room, feeling the air and your breath around you. Gradually working our way into our side body here. And then we'll move up from there, maybe to take a couple breaths there. Maybe we are ready to come all the way up, but we're going to finish this class much as we began in a nice sitting position. Take your time. There's no rush. We'll wait for everyone to get here. Together we'll close off our practice by circle sweeping our hands up all the way to the heavens, bringing our palms together and exhaling down through heart center as we bow to ourselves, giving ourselves thanks for showing up on the mat today. It is in times of uncertainty that your practice is the most beneficial. Thank you for being here with us today. Namaste.
Namaste. Thanks, Mary. That was awesome.
Awesome.